Hello and welcome to Microsode 11.5. We are 1 month into your Motivational High Five going live, and so happy birthday. And currently right now we have 51 ratings, 49 of those are 5-star ratings, and 2 of them are 4-star, and several reviews. Really, really nice words that are coming from you guys, so thank you. We are 4 weeks in, and we have about 4 weeks left to be featured on the new and noteworthy section of iTunes. So what helps this podcast move on up is your ratings, is you weighing in and letting iTunes know what you think. Right now, as you can tell, I mean, there hasn't been any sponsorship. And most of the time, you come across podcasts with sponsors, and that's how they make their money. Well, currently, there are no sponsorship. And I'm not going to say whether or not that's going to change. I don't know. But for the time being, we do have a donation page. And to keep this up and running, there are some costs to host a podcast. And so if you go over to thestoryshop.tv/podcast, you'll find a lot of different information on the podcast, but you'll also find a donation button. And if you like what's going on, donate $1, donate $5, donate whatever you want. I would really appreciate that. That would just be really awesome and validation to keep going and doing this. But I am getting a ton of validation otherwise. You guys are reaching out to me via email, and I would encourage you to keep doing that at phil@thestoryshop.tv. I even got reconnected with some people, and we're emailing back and forth, and man, it's really encouraging. Thank you for joining me in this journey and allowing me to join you in yours. On thestoryshop.tv/podcast, and you hit that little blue hand and you go to the podcast page, you'll also find, right now it's an email list to sign up for. It's called the Internal Motivators. Well, I have a lot of dreams for that list, and as it grows in numbers, I think it'll also grow in definition. It'll morph and become something that is more community driven. So I hope you do add your email to the list. Let's collaborate and let's move forward together. And a little incentive, I've had some questions about the song at the end. Well, the music in the podcast is done by yours truly. That's my main form of income is composing music. And the outro music, well, if you sign up for that email list, you'll get a free download for listening purposes only. Something that I'm really excited about, and something that the thing that this podcast is kind of based on is this idea of neuroplasticity, that we actually have science to back us up, and that we can rewire our brains and start believing positive narratives about our lives. And so on that, I've given kind of my take on it on episode 1. And how we can glean some hope from that. So episode 1 is really important, but also another episode that's coming up that is very important as well as episode 15. And I have a scientist that is weighing in on what is actually happening. He's giving science terms to this idea of rewiring your brain. So get excited for that, and make sure you tune in to episode 15, because it is really the heartbeat of this podcast. And this idea of rewiring our brains really brings me a lot of hope. I can't settle into just saying, well, that's just the way I am. You can't teach old dogs new tricks. Well, you can. And we can embrace change and movement towards health. I want to leave you this quote by Saint Clement of Alexandria. If you do not hope, you will not find what is beyond your hopes. So hope with me and keep going. Let's do this.